All right, and welcome to this special series of Real Estate Fight Club. Now, this series is called What Would You Do? And we talk about real estate code of ethics and professional standard committee cases and ideas. And here with me today is Jim Camarata. Hey, Jim.
Hey, Jen, how you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, 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 good. It's a
Good.
beautiful day in my neighborhood.
Yay. It's a little rainy here, but that's okay. It happens. So Jim is with Keller Williams out of Minneapolis area. And Jim, what's our case today?
Oh, it's an interesting one. It's regarding advertising and marketing of properties, and in this particular case, an exaggeration of the condition of the property. Uh, it's a good one.
That's a good one. And just to remind everybody, you can find the case at jennifermurtland.com/vault under the What Would You Do folder. All right, let's hear it, Jim.
Okay. So this particular agent advertised a property that he had listed as about 20 miles from the city,
That's
giving
far.
directions to this modern 3-bedroom home, well maintained and set in a charmingly landscaped site.
Okay.
So the reality was, because somebody went to take a look at it and said, "What are you smoking?" This was not exactly what this prospect found. It was actually 36 miles outside of the city limits, not 20 miles.
Wow.
It was not modern. It appeared to be at least 80 years old based on the plaster and the cracks in the wall. Half the back steps were missing, windows were broken, and the house was located at the end of a crude dirt road in a small cleared area that had become densely overgrown with weeds.
What the hell?
Severely neglected. So the advertisement of a modern 3-bedroom home, well maintained, and a charmingly landscaped site.
Not
Not
so
so.
much, huh? What is the code like what when this case came up, what code was it violating?
They're alleging Article 12, which
Okay.
I'll read it to you.
Sure.
Realtors shall be honest and truthful in their real estate communications and shall present a true picture in their advertising, marketing, and other representations. So
Have
that's
you
the code.
seen there's been a couple of like in the Facebook groups, a couple of people that are sharing like some of their listings where they are like really honest, like this house is terrible. If you want the worst house, and have you seen those?
Yes, yes. And the pictures of some of these that my favorite is the steps are going into a wall and the
Yeah,
door is over here.
right, exactly.
I even forwarded that one on my Facebook. I
I
love
like that.
it. Yeah.
I think I think this brings up a good point, right? Like we are there to market the property, but I mean, that's to me what you read seems too puffy. Like it's not accurate. And we even deal with this in something simple as like, okay, well, you have really a 4-bedroom house, but like the 3 bedrooms are on the second floor, and then maybe there's a bedroom in the basement. And we kind of get in a fight with the seller of like, they're like, I want to market it as a 4-bedroom house. And it's like, yeah, and it technically it is like it has all the stuff, right? But here's the thing, like, who are you attracting? So I think like you're not, I mean, which kid's going to go in the basement? You know, which one do you not like? Which the step kid? Like, who's going down there? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
naughty one.
yeah, right. The naughty one. So I think like marketing has a place to, I don't want to say exaggerate, but uh, showcase its assets, right? But there's a line.
Yeah, yeah.
You
You know,
think?
you've got to be truthful. You've got to
But
disclose.
what if it's like a real piece of shit?
You've
You
got
can't say that.
it needs a lot of love.
It needs love. Perfect for a rehabber.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, perfect for flipping or for, an investment property will require extensive renovation.
Right.
Just be honest.
I think being honest is good because the purpose of the marketing is to attract the right buyer, right? It makes no sense to have a bunch of wrong buyers
Mm-mm.
coming to the property. It makes no sense.
It's deceptive and it's
Yeah.
not honest and it's just bad business practice.
Well, it ends up hurting the sellers because then you're attracting the wrong people. Now it's been on the market for a long period of time. You adjust the marketing to be correct. And now the right people are like, well, why has it been on the market for so long?
Well, you also develop a reputation,
Hmm.
and you don't want a reputation in town as a business person that's going to be deceptive, a liar,
No,
and somebody that's just out to,
no.
hoodwink the public and other
Yeah.
agents. And other agents are savvy. I mean, they're smart, and they're going to see right through you.
Yeah. I
And
think it's also could be the same with, I've seen a lot of houses where the pictures are either much, much better than the reality or much, much worse than the reality. That's in the same vein.
I showed a property the other day, and once we pulled up to it and we started walking around, I said, "Holy mackerel!" The photos really,
Too airbrushed.
it was just not
Yeah.
a true representation of the
Right.
property.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's just, yeah, I'm trying to think of like all the ways that we run into this because certainly like a description or number of like bedrooms and bathrooms or pictures or I mean, all of this stuff is
Yeah.
deceptive and exaggerated, and it can be exaggerated positively or exaggerated negatively, right?
And I'd like to somehow invent a scratch and sniff.
I know, right?
Many times if you got into a property and you walk in and you go, "Oh my
Oh
gosh,
my God.
what died?"
Well, maybe there should be like a picture of like the 20 cats. Welcome home.
Yeah.
16 dogs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I want to mention a couple of our partners that help us with this podcast. And these partners are people that we work with. So the two that are sponsoring this one today is the first one is Vulcan 7, and that's where I do a lot of cold calling, as you know. And so that's where I get all of my numbers and neighborhood data for door knocking and circle prospecting and things like that. And they have a deal for our listeners that for $49, you can get 2 weeks. 2 weeks of that data is included, which is really nice if you want to see if you're a type of person that can cold call. And then our other sponsor is John Kitchens, who's actually my real estate coach. And he's doing a free business assessment for people, for our listeners, about their business. So he can see if there's a match there and he can help them grow however they want. So that's at callcoachkitchens.com. And the promo code is Fight Club. And then the Vulcan 7 is vulcan7.com/Jennifer Murtland, and they'll get the deal.
Yeah.
So, what was the results of the case, Jim?
The agent was found in violation of Article 12,
Shocker!
and dumb agent even admitted to puffing uh,
Hmm.
to attract attention,
But it's the wrong attention.
and felt that it was a charming sight, and it was just totally dishonest, unethical, and I'm glad this person was cited with being in violation of Article 12 because it's
So, what happens when you're in like maybe not with this specific case, but like in general, what are the potential like once you're in violation of this article, like what could happen to you?
yeah, and I've sat on many discussions and reviewed many ethical violation cases, and it could be a simple matter of a slap on the wrist. It could be
Hmm.
a letter of reprimand put in your file, which stays there for like 3 years in our
Okay.
board, or it could be a fine, a dollar fine, or it could
Hmm.
also be a combination of a dollar fine and continuing education. So we
Gotcha.
could also say, you need to learn more about this code, so you got
Right.
to go to another class. But we slapped somebody with a $2,500 fine uh, in a previous case because of the violation and the
Yeah.
nature of the violation and the intent behind the violation. So there are a lot of factors, a lot of moving
It just
parts.
really depends, right? So it could be
Oh,
anything from
yeah.
a slap on the wrist to like a dollar amount. That
Hmm.
would be okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Cool. Well, if people do have a referral for you, what is the best way to get a hold of you?
612-562-7461.
And you service Minneapolis and
Mhm.
surrounding.
Yeah, the metro, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Yep.
Awesome. Cool. Well, hey, thanks, Jim. Thanks for being on.
All right. Good to see
See
you
ya.
again.